Since ancient times, great philosophers have taught us that kindness is a noble virtue. They encouraged us to put the needs of others before our own as a way to build a better society. But has anyone ever warned us that excessive kindness can become a double-edged sword? In today's modern life, we have no shortage of generous people who are willing to give without thinking. But this sometimes leaves them financially and mentally exhausted, even putting themselves in danger without realizing it. Kindness, when lacking awareness and limits, can become a burden instead of a gift. Today, I'm going to share with you 8 bad things that can happen when you're too kind, things you might not have thought of. And don't leave yet, because at the end of this video, I'll show you 4 extremely effective strategies to protect yourself from being taken advantage of. If you find these reflections valuable, don't forget to subscribe to continue accompanying me on my journey to find understanding and peace. Number 1. Losing yourself in the desire to please others. Kindness does not mean always pleasing everyone, and sometimes in that effort, we can lose ourselves. We become shadows trying to fit into the expectations of others, while our own selves gradually become blurred and unclear. Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations warned, "Let not the haste and desire to please others lead you away from your true path." Yes, when we live only to please others, we can forget our own path. We no longer follow our own reason or virtue, but instead seek only to gain recognition from those around us. But what is the price? It is the loss of identity, when we no longer know who we are and what we live for. Don't sacrifice yourself just to please everyone. Remember that being true to yourself is not selfish, but a way to maintain peace and clarity of mind. When you live true to your values, you will be able to help others from a place of sincerity and strength, not from a place of exhaustion and loss. Number 2, you have too many expectations in life. We tend to expect that the people around us will reciprocate our kindness. But the Stoics teach us not to depend on the actions of others to feel happy. They advise us to accept things as they are, not to let expectations of others cloud our minds. Practicing emotional detachment is an important lesson in keeping our minds calm and steady. Imagine a friend who is always willing to help others, always taking care of everything, from work to everyone's emotional needs. But one day when they need support, they don't receive anything in return. In fact, they have unwittingly created an environment where people simply take it for granted. When you are always the one giving without asking for anything in return, you easily fall into the trap of expectation. And when those expectations are not met, disappointment will overwhelm you. Meanwhile, according to Stoic philosophy, we cannot control the actions of others, only our own reactions. The truth is, others are not disappointing you. They are simply fulfilling their role in life. And if you do not take care of yourself, how can you take care of others? Learn to give without expecting anything in return. True peace comes from the ability to accept things as they are, rather than relying on external feedback. Don't let your emotions depend on what others do, but focus on nurturing yourself. When you take care of yourself, you will have the strength to help others without feeling drained. Number 3, rational action is the real value. According to Stoicism, a person's true value does not come from doing what others want, but from acting rationally and with principles. Kindness and giving should be done in moderation, not unconditional sacrifice. This helps you maintain control over your actions, while avoiding habits that can harm your own mental health. We've all heard that humans are creatures of habit, and indeed, this is absolutely true. Humans are designed to adapt to certain patterns and habits in life, and sometimes we get stuck in these patterns without realizing it. When you always give without setting limits, you will inadvertently lead the people around you into a safe zone, where they don't have to take responsibility and believe that you will always be there to take care of them. Imagine someone who always helps their friends and family, giving everything they have without counting, without asking for anything in return. At first, the recipient may feel grateful, but over time, they will take it for granted. They will expect you to always be willing to shoulder everything for them, and therefore, they do not need to change or take responsibility themselves. They will not see your sacrifices and will only cling to their own image of Robin Hood, the one who always takes care of everything. According to Stoic philosophy, if you do not know how to appreciate and take care of yourself, no one else will do it for you. You cannot expect sympathy from those you help, because they only see what they need, and that is an unfair dependence. When you do not set limits, you will pay a very high price in life. Do not let yourself become the person who always has to do everything for others, because then you will never have time to take care of yourself. Find balance in your giving, and remember that your true worth comes from acting right, not from pleasing everyone. Self-respect and moderation in your actions will help you live a meaningful life without sacrificing too much for others. Number 4, you only attract people who need your help when you give too much. You may inadvertently attract people who only come to you when they need something. They do not come for genuine friendship, but only for the benefits they can receive from you. Stoicism teaches us the importance of being wise in choosing the people we help. We must distinguish between those who truly need our help and those who only come when they need to drain our energy. One of the important principles of Stoicism is the ability to be self-controlled and maintain perspective. With this understanding, we can identify who is worthy of our time and energy and who is just trying to take advantage of our kindness. Think about the relationships in your life, those people you once considered friends, but who are only there when they need help, while they are absent when you need them. It's not impossible, right? Most people wouldn't ask a coworker out for coffee or a beer unless they needed a favor. While that makes sense, it's not fair. You need to learn to judge and build relationships based on honesty and positive energy. Don't waste your time on people who are just trying to take advantage of you. When you learn to identify the people who are truly valuable in your life, you'll feel more at peace because not everyone is worth your time and energy. This will help you maintain a clear mind and avoid relationships that drain you. Number 5, you can end up addicted to something in life. When we give too much without control, we easily fall into the trap of bad habits, getting ourselves stuck in a never-ending spiral. Stoicism teaches us the importance of calm and self-responsibility, especially when we give. Discipline not only helps us maintain our sanity, but also helps us protect our relationships from rash actions and choices. When life is full of deprivation, our needs increase. This can lead to addiction, a behavior we don't even realize we've fallen into. One day, people close to you may notice that you're drinking too much, overeating, or even gambling too much. No matter how much you convince yourself that there's nothing wrong, the reality is different. People who care about you will notice the signs that you don't see when you're too busy with your own problems. You may feel defensive and angry when they point this out, but this is how people act when they're too wrapped up in their own habits to face the truth. Remember, people who care about you are not criticizing, but helping you see when you're going in the wrong direction. They are trying to help you stop and move forward, avoiding falling again. Sometimes giving too much and not being disciplined can cause us to lose control. Pay attention to reminders from those close to you because they can see what you can't. Discipline and awareness in action will help you maintain balance in your life. Avoid falling into bad habits and move forward more steadily. Number 6, too much kindness makes you forget yourself. Kindness can sometimes make us forget ourselves. When we constantly put the needs of others before our own, we easily lose the ability to take care of our own mental and physical health. Seneca once said, "You cannot help others until you have helped yourself first." This teaching is not advice on selfishness, but rather a reminder to protect ourselves so that we can give more effectively. The Stoics always emphasize that we must live by reason and virtue. It is important to know our limits and responsibilities first. Only when we take care of ourselves can we give without feeling exhausted. If you constantly put the needs of others before your own, you will end up losing your own identity and happiness. Imagine spending your weekend helping others or coming home every night to no one to greet you without a moment to relax and recharge. It feels terrible. Not only do you have to deal with loneliness, but you also feel like you are running away from something inside, a fear that you cannot admit. When you do too much for others and forget about yourself, the shock is doubly devastating. On the one hand, you will have to face yourself, someone you have been avoiding for a long time. On the other hand, your mood will become worse when you realize that you have neglected yourself. You may find yourself physically and mentally exhausted, unable to take care of yourself, let alone help others. Taking care of yourself is not a selfish act, but the first step to helping others. You cannot bring peace to others if you do not feel peace yourself. Learn to care for and love yourself first. It could be an evening for yourself, a cup of tea, a good movie, or simply relaxing moments to recharge your batteries. When you feel good, you will be able to help others sincerely and effectively. Number 7, excessive kindness makes people think twice. Stoicism teaches us that we should do good not to seek recognition or approval from others, but to live up to our beliefs and principles. When we focus on doing the right thing and living in accordance with our ideals, we build a good image that can withstand any misunderstanding or unjust criticism. However, the reality is, there are not many truly good people in this world, and when you are one of the few, you may encounter suspicion instead of gratitude. This can happen when your kindness makes others wonder, what's going on with you? Why are you doing all this without expecting anything in return? In fact, you may find yourself being doubted, and others may begin to think that you are hiding some kind of conspiracy. People who want to help too much are often seen as suspicious, and instead of being thanked, they are met with skepticism. The truth is, not everyone understands genuine kindness. They may think you have hidden agendas, or even think you have bad intentions. This does not mean you have to change your way of life, but you need to be prepared to face skepticism from those around you. Remember, doing the right thing is not always accepted, and sometimes kindness will cause you to face skepticism instead of gratitude. By living by your principles and beliefs, you will not only create a meaningful life, but also build a resilient shell that can face any criticism or misunderstanding from others. Do not let the doubts of others make you lose faith in yourself. Number 8, you will meet people who want to use you in life. Not everyone will understand and appreciate your kindness. In fact, many people only seek to take advantage of what you give without any intention of giving back. When you give without wise judgment, you easily attract people who only want to receive without ever intending to share. This is what Stoicism warns us about. A lack of selection can lead you into unfair relationships where you are always the one giving without ever receiving. To avoid falling into this trap, you need to learn to set boundaries. The people who are truly worthy of being in your life will not only come to you when they need help, but will also appreciate you and what you do for them. Real relationships are built on patient judgment and thoughtful choices. If you are not alert, you will easily get caught up in bad relationships where you are just a tool for others to use without ever receiving care or love in return. Congratulations! You have realized 8 bad things that can happen when you are too nice. If you are here, don't forget to like the video and share your feelings. And next in this video, I will show you 4 extremely effective strategies to protect yourself from being taken advantage of. Let's go to Strategy 1. Pay attention to your feelings. One of the important strategies to prevent being taken advantage of is to pay attention to your feelings. This is a key principle in Stoicism, being self-aware and understanding your emotions. Stoics believe that in order to live a meaningful and fulfilling life, we need to listen to our feelings because they are important signals that help us realize when we are giving too much. When you pay attention to your feelings, you will easily recognize whether you are mentally exhausted or not. Feeling frustrated, tired, or angry is often a sign that you are giving too much without getting enough in return. This allows you to stop, refocus, and find balance. Ask yourself, how do you feel when you help others? Doing good should bring joy and a sense of accomplishment. But if you only feel stressed, tired, or even angry, it is time to listen to your feelings. Don't lie to yourself about feeling bad about something you don't really want to do. Instead, look at it honestly and evaluate how helping affects your healthcare plan. When you start to notice negative feelings about helping others, stop and ask yourself if it fits into your self-care plan. Your feelings are the best guide to deciding whether or not to continue. If you feel tired or taken advantage of, don't be afraid to say no and stand up for yourself. Strategy 2. Don't be afraid to say no. One of the most important lessons the Stoics teach us is knowing when to say no. Your time and energy are valuable assets, and you need to learn to use them in a balanced and thoughtful way. Your self-control is not only demonstrated by the actions you take, but also by your ability to say no when necessary. Although the word no often carries negative connotations, making us think of rejection or disappointing others, it is actually a necessary tool for self-protection. Saying no doesn't mean you're hurting someone, it means you're protecting yourself and maintaining balance in your life. If you don't learn to say no, you'll easily fall into a state of exhaustion, exploitation, and loss of personal freedom. Practice saying no in front of the mirror, reminding yourself that it is not just about saying no to someone else's request, but also the only way to regain your freedom and avoid unnecessary risks. The word no is the key to maintaining your principles, avoiding commitments you cannot fulfill, and protecting your precious energy. Learning to say no will not only help you avoid unfair requests, but also help you maintain your mental health and freedom in life. Don't be afraid to say no when you feel too busy or when the request is beyond your ability. Remember that no is a way to show respect for yourself and maintain balance in your life. Strategy 3. You have time and space for yourself. One of the key principles of Stoicism is self-discipline and self-respect. This is not only about how you act towards others, but also how you treat yourself. To maintain peace and energy, you must respect yourself by taking time and space for yourself. Doing things you enjoy, such as exercising, drawing, listening to music, or simply enjoying a cup of tea, is a way to maintain your alertness and energy. These moments are not only for relaxation, but also to help you recharge your batteries to complete your responsibilities effectively. This practice should be taken seriously enough that you should schedule this time daily or weekly. Once you have scheduled this private time, consider it an integral part of your life. If someone asks for help during the time you have set aside for yourself, you have every right to say no. They should be very understanding and respectful of the need for you to take care of yourself. Remember that protecting your time is necessary so that you can continue to help others in the best way possible. If you don't want to say no outright, you can offer to help at another time. But remember that you can only spare a short amount of time because of other responsibilities. Never feel guilty about taking time for yourself. Being intentional about taking care of yourself will help you maintain your health and well-being. When you respect your time and space, you will be able to give to others without feeling drained. Remember that you cannot help anyone if you don't take care of yourself first. Strategy 4. Identify energy drains and avoid them. According to the principles of Stoicism, maintaining self-discipline and wisdom is essential to maintaining mental health and peace in life. An important part of maintaining self-control is knowing which relationships are positive and which ones are draining. You cannot help others if you are draining your energy and spirit yourself. An important principle in life is to stay away from people who can drain you mentally. The energy drainers. These people are always overwhelming you with complaints, pain, and a pessimistic view of life. Do not try to help them, because if their problems are solved, they will not know what to do with the change and will continue to complain. This is a never-ending cycle that you cannot change. In life, the best measure is always balance. If you give too little, you are seen as selfish and greedy. But if you give too much, you will gradually drain your energy, time, and possibly money. Therefore, you need to find a balance, like living on the average, where you put both the needs of others and yourself first in a reasonable way. When you are uncertain about a relationship, remember that no can be a magic word to protect yourself. Don't be afraid to say no if you feel like you're being taken advantage of or that the relationship is not bringing you any positive results. Sometimes you can tactfully decline help or requests from others, even if they ask you to do something that is not right for you, such as giving you a ride home through their car window. To protect your energy and peace, you must learn to recognize and avoid energy suckers. Don't try to help people who don't really want to change, because you will only hurt yourself. Balance is key, and self-control in your relationships will help you maintain your mental health and live a fuller life. Remember that sometimes no is the best answer to protect yourself. Thank you for making it through today's video, and I sincerely hope you find these strategies and tips valuable. Don't forget that you are an important part of this community. If today's video helped you rethink how you live, or if you learned something new, don't hesitate to leave a like. That will help it reach more people, so they too can discover the power of Stoic wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for your daily dose of Stoic wisdom and growth. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.